Assalamualaikum and good morning. Me, Naib Asnawi bin Muhammad Nasri, and our group members, Sarah Dayana, Siti Nofaiza, Nur Auji Zafira, and Hidayatul Ashikin will present about differentiate between conventional and Islamic banking product based on various standards and guidelines in Malaysia. The two chosen banks that we choose, which is public banks and Bank Islam.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Sarah Daina. So today I'm gonna present about the background of public bank and Bank Islam. So now I will start with the public bank. So public bank is financial institution and have become the nation's largest domestic bank. It's created by Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Teh Hong Piao in 1966, and in 1967 the bank went public on the Malayan Stock Exchange. And in Malaysia, public bank is a prominent financial service company with approximately 5 million customers, and continue to be a public bank as invention by founder and the chairman. Public bank also known for its sound financial management, solid balance sheet, good asset quality, excellent customer service, strong corporate governance, and positive corporate culture. And in Malaysia, public bank brands is the finest in financial service, and the firm is one of the major lenders and fund operator in Malaysia with around 250 branches. And public bank is specialist in banking, investment banking, finance, Islamic banking, stock broking, unit sales and management, leasing and factoring, and general insurance underwriting and investment holdings. Next is background of Bank Islam. So Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad was launched by Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad in 1 July 1983 and was the first Sharia compliant financial institution in Malaysia and Southeast Asia. And it has been at the forefront of the country's Islamic banking industry development. Bank Islam is a major proponent of expanding along with the communities it serves, and it governed by Sharia-based business principle. And Bank Islam is primarily a retail bank with product ranging from traditional financing and saving to the various solutions tailored to individual customer, as well as banking and financial solution designed to meet all the rapidly changing financial needs of customers across all categories, including investment account, wealth management, capital market, trade financing, and project or infrastructure financing. So now we will see the organizational chart of Public Bank Berhad. So first we have a chairman and managing director, executive director, and under it have head of construction and business development manager, and under them has different department, which is quality department, project department, machine and engineering department, contract department, finance department, administration department, and under them has their manager and their own workers. So now we will see the organization chart of Bank Islam, and first we can see is board of director, which contain Sharia Supervisor Council, and under board of director has different committee, which is board risk committee, board strategic review committee, board financing review committee, board information technology committee, nomination and remuneration committee, audit and examination committee, and CEO, which is chief executive officer, and other manager under them.
For the finance categories, within the Islamic banking and finance industry, Tawarruq is widely utilized deposit products, financing, assets, and liability management, likewise as risk management. For conventional bank, it is a loan house. It has deposit as its input and loans made to consumers as outputs. Gathering more deposits and lending out more cash, net the rate of interest is essentially determined from the cash market. For the profit here is the difference between interest income received from the money loaned out and interest expenses paid to deposits. Okay, for the product background for Bank Islam is property financing Tawarruq, which is by the home financing. Bank Islam's IT home financing is based on the principle of Tawarruq, which is commodity murabaha. Bank Islam will be able to finance up to 19% of the value of your new house, whether complete or under construction, as opposed to other loans. For a property in some residential projects that are under construction, you can enjoy payment holiday every November and December. The profit rate is kept to a limit so that you can hedge any sudden hikes in the IBR that might result in higher repayment. There are takaful coverage, which is mortgage reducing term takaful MRTT, total permanent disability TPD, and long-term householder takaful, which is LTHD. There are better cost saving with the exclusion of a processing fee and 20% discount on stamp duty for perfecting the bank securities documentation. Background product public bank, which is a house loan, is 5 home plan that we call. The flexible part is the option to repay more onto the mortgage when you have extra cash and to withdraw funds when you are short of money. When you put down extra money into your loan account, it allows you to reduce installment payment as the interest is calculated daily from the remaining loan balance. Advised to take up MRTA as a backup for your remaining monthly installment payment either evening you come into contact with total permanent disability or death. A fire insurance policy is compulsory too. Depositing extra cash to reduce your loan principal and reduce the loan tenure along with overall interest. For product feature Bank Islam product for property financing is by T-Home Financing. There are no lock-in period, no compounding elements, and no processing fee. Requirements to complete this contract is the buyer must be confirming the house that has been chosen is under construction or completed house. The confirmation is to avoid any unsettlements or element riba in the contract. The high margin of financing up to 90% is excluding mortgage reducing term takaful, which is MRTT, or MLTT mortgage level term takaful for compulsory. They are also have house owner or householder takaful plan, which is HOT, if applicable. Financing is for stamp duty, legal fees, and valuation fees. Financing terms of up to 35 years or age 70. Whichever is earlier, the bank will charge the customer for any brokerage fees or charge by any third-party commodity trader for sales and purchase of commodity. However, the customer should only be liable to pay 50% of the total brokerage fees or charge, and the amount payable shall be deducted from the sale price, which is murabaha. For product feature public bank, 5 home plan give customer the flexibility of choosing from a wide range of different home financing package depending on their financial needs. To ensure a comfortable monthly installment amount, public bank offer a long loan tenure of up to 35 years. There are few financing packages that we can choose a financing package. For home plan, the package that allow you to plan and manage your financing better with the financial flexibility and overdraft facility. Next, there are home safe package too. The package links your housing loan to your current account, whereby the credit balance in your current account will be used to reduce the housing loan balance in outstanding for interest calculation, thus resulting in interest saving. The benefits are great saving as interest rates are calculated on daily rates, and credit card with exclusive annual fee waiver for the entire loan tenure for eligible customer. Next option for withdrawal facility for new conventional housing loan with an improved amount of 100,000 and above. All of this should follow by terms and conditions apply. Okay, how we can apply? there are some procedures which is for buying home financing I. There are some eligibility criteria to purchase this property, such as they must be Malaysian citizen. They must be around age 18 and above, not a bankrupt or have any legal action in history, gainfully employed or profitable business for at least 3 years, minimum 1 year good payment track record. Required document and photocopy of identity cards are needed. There are sales and purchase agreement. For self-earners, it must be at least 3 months salary slip and at least 3 months salary credited account statement. There must be employer's confirmation letter and annual income statement (RBE) from or EPF statement. Any other supporting income documents are required if have it. Next, for a self-employed or businessman, the company or business registration are required. Last 6 months bank statement, latest 3 years financial statement, and latest P form are required too. Any other supporting income documents are recommended. For the 5-home plan, what I need to apply for this home first is application form from the bank or online and complete it. A copy of your identification card, a front and back or passport front page, a copy of SPA or bank booking receipt or letter or offer from developer. For salary applicant must be latest 3 or to 6 consecutive months salary slips or voucher or at least EA form. EPF statement also should be at least not more than 1 year or at least, or latest, tax returns and tax receipts or employment letter or latest 3 months bank statement for salary account. Lastly, we need for self-employed applicant, they are required latest 6 months bank statement or at least 1 year tax returns and tax receipts.
So right now about standard. Operational standards are those that are demand significant enough by the organization to be published and monitor for continual development. The Sharia contract-based administrative approach is planned to guarantee end-to-end consistency with Sharia and consequently improve the uprightness and maintainability of the Islamic Military Organization, which is IFI. There's 3 purposes. The first one is lay out the rulings on Tawarruq. Second is lay out the main operational requirements for Tawarruq implementation. And the last one is encourage end-to-end adherence to Sharia rules involve following sound Islamic financial procedures as well as preserving the interests of customers. One is finding on standard and operational requirements. There are 6 of them. The first one is implementation of a dual agency in Tawarruq. Second one is arrangement of assurance in Tawarruq. The third one is arrangement of Isra for example rebate in Tawarruq. Arrangement of Tawarruq with a tawid, or basically call it compensation, and of Garamah, penalty in Tawarruq. The fifth one is dissolution of sale and purchase contract in Tawarruq, and the last one is completion of Tawarruq. We continue with operational requirement for Bank Islam. The first one is the governance structure must be adequate in relation to the Tawarruq's nature, scope, complexity, and risk profile. Guarantee that all action linked with a Tawarruq done by the IFI are conducted in accordance with Sharia. The functions and responsibilities of senior management in relation to the Tawarruq. The Tawarruq's aim must be explicitly defined between the IFI and the customers, such as deposit taking, finance provision, or derivative. The IFI must specify the asset to be sold, and then the IFI shall prepare through and legally enforceable the documentation that compiles with Sharia and regulatory requirements. The IFI is required to keep adequate accounting and other records to enable the preparation and timely reporting or financial statements in a truthful and fair manner. The next one is standard and operational requirements for a public bank. 4 key areas covered by this certification. A. Management accountability and commitment to ensuring that the bank's quality management system meets ISO standards, that customers' needs and expectations are identified, and that policies, manuals, and procedures are well documented. Resources management to guarantee that the resource needed to develop, maintain, and enhance the quality management systems, procedures, and address customer satisfaction are available. The next one is service realization in the process of identifying and establishing procedures, activities, and other service requirements in order to efficiently deliver services. And the last one is to assure complete compliance and allow continual improvement, measurement, monitoring, and analysis are used. These are operational requirements for public bank. Senior management, the Chief Executive Officer, Deputy Chief Executive Officer, and Senior Officer. Then Code of Ethics for Public Bank Group. The first one is competence, the second one is integrity, the third one is fairness, and the fourth one is confidentiality, and the last one is the ability to be objective.
So next, let me look the differences between the contract Tawarruq home financing from Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad and 5 home plan from public bank. If you want to apply 5 home plan from public bank, the eligibility criteria is you must have minimum annual income at least RM24,000 ringgit and your age between 21 to 70 years old and have any nationality and also have the salary employee and self-employee. The financing tenure for 5 home plan is up to 35 years. The required document if you want to apply 5 home plan is you need to apply form from the bank or online, which is the public bank website, and have a copy of your identification card or passport and a copy of SPA or booking receipt or letter of offer from developer, and salary applicant include latest 3 to 6 consecutive month salary slip or voucher of latest EA forms and EPF statement not more than 1 year or latest tax return and tax receipt or employment letter or latest 3-month bank statement from salary account. And the last one, self-employee applicant, which is latest 6-month bank statement or latest 1-year tax return and tax receipt. Now the eligibility criteria if you want to apply Tawarruq home financing is you must Malaysian citizen and your age is 18 and above, not a bankrupt person or have any legal action, and gainfully employed or profitable business for at least 3 years and have a minimum 1 year good payment track record. The financing tenure for Tawarruq home financing from Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad is up to 35 years or age 70, whichever is earlier. The required document that you need to have is a photocopy or identity card, sales and purchase agreement, and if
For salary earners, you need to have latest 3 months salary slip, latest 3 months salary crediting account statement, employer's confirmation letter, annual income statement or BE form or EPF statement, and the last one, any other supporting income documents. So now let's move to the modus operandi of Tawarruq home financing, or we can call that as a step of Tawarruq home financing. The first step is the customer will identify a house and pay percent down payment to developer and or we call house owner. Second, the customer approach the bank to apply for financing and the bank will assess his credit worthiness. Third, after approval of the financing, the bank will buy a commodity from broker A and the bank sells the commodity to the customer and the customer will pay the amount to the bank in installment over the financing period. Next, the next step is the customer sells the commodity to broker B and get a cash. And last step is the customer pay the remaining percent balance to the house developer or house owner. Before that, let me give you some additional information for Tawarruq home financing from Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. If you is self-employed or a businessman that you want to apply Tawarruq contracts, you need to prepare this document which are company and business registration, latest 6 months bank statement, latest 3 years financial statement, latest B form, and any other supporting income documents. The great deals if you choose to secure Tawarruq home finance contract from Bank Islam, which are no lock-in period, no compounding elements, and also no processing fees. So, this is the disclosure sheet for Tawarruq home financing from Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. And this is the product disclosure sheet for 5 home plans from public bank.
In our opinion, we have decided to recommend people to choose Property Home Financing I Tawarruq or Bati Home Financing I offered by Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad whenever they want to purchase a home or residential property. As we all know, financial affairs are very closely related to our lives as a Muslim, since Islam has emphasized that the banking system should be free from prohibited elements such as uzuri, riba, uncertainty, gharar, and gambling, and we should choose to prioritize justice. Therefore, here's a few reasons why we recommend Property Home Financing I Tawarruq or Bati Home Financing I when it comes to purchasing a residential property. Number 1. The financing is under Sharia concept of Tawarruq. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad choose to use the contract of Tawarruq for this financing. Tawarruq is basically consists of 2 sales and purchase contracts. The first involves the sales of an asset by a seller to a purchaser on a deferred basis. Subsequently, the purchaser of the first sale will sell the same asset to a third party on cash and spot basis. There is no doubt that Bank Islam is a Sharia compliant bank where they prioritize every transaction according to Sharia guidelines. Number 2. The bank is offering 2 different schemes of the financing. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad offered 2 ways of scheme, whether the customer choose to do normal financing or financing with higher rate. So people can choose whether they want to do normal financing or higher rate financing in choosing a residential property. It shows that Bank Islam provided different types of schemes for this financing so that the customer does not feel burdened when they need to start paying back the financing to the bank. Number 3. The bank is providing assistance in the form of step-up payment scheme. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad does offer step-up payment where it is a flexible payment structure to the customer where they can reduce their payments for a specific period of time. For Bank Islam, they will offer the payment scheme for the customer who fulfill few categories, such as Malaysian citizen and first-time house buyer for their own occupation. Bank Islam allows customer to only pay a profit portion for both step-up payment without grace period or with grace period. Borrowers are provided with this plan so that they can have some breathing room and time to acquire the money needed for their future installment. Last one, the bank will grant the borrowers rebate or IBRA when the financing is fully settled before its maturity. Rebate are a type of product which ultimately reduces the overall cost of a product service at a later period, which means once a borrower fully paid the financing, the bank will give the part of the amount back to the borrower. For property home financing Tawarruq, this financing has no lock-in term, and upon completion of settlement, the bank will give a rebate on delayed earnings. The rebate on early settlement is equal to deferred profit from the designated takaful operators. Borrowers will be entitled to a rebate on contribution paid for the mortgage. It is indeed an advantage for borrowers where they will get part of their money back if they get to settle the payment for this financing. Informations we have collected from both Public Bank Berhad and Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad shows that both property home financing Tawarruq and 5 home plan product has its own advantages and disadvantages. Clearly, property home financing Tawarruq is the best offered product that can people use in choosing a residential property. Instead of lending or borrowing money just to purchase a home from any conventional banks or institution which pays their businesses fully on interest, people should start gaining a lot of knowledge on how to make better choices in financial planning to avoid life from being entangled in debts where the amount will never run out due to hidden interest, as the lack of knowledge about the consequences of borrowing without thinking much longer. In fact, through the comparison already mentioned above in the report, it is clear that Islamic banking is more profitable and fairer to all parties.